smoking. Velvet Boys.
You are now tuned to Black Deth 101, your home for the baddest films. This is more than a podcast, baby. It's a revolution with rhythm. 101, baby. Now let's get into it.
Welcome to the Black Deth 101 podcast, where the streets talk and the reels roll. We dissect our favorite blaxploitation films that saved Hollywood and still influence it today. I am your host, Nubius Black, and giving him 5 on the right-hand side, my brother from another mother, Johnny Deth. What's up, man? This is the week we're going to start off with our sequel bait.
Sequel mania, brother. Hey, Nubius, I am doing fine, and especially with this fucking batshit crazy flick we doing today. But first, let me get a quick shout out to some of our 101 family, some of our listeners. Hey, Strangeland7785 on YouTube. So glad you're enjoying our little show. Sean Berry, hey to you. Trey Tracks, always commenting. We will get to your requests. We did Soul Vengeance because you asked. Hey, McPherson176, we are going to get to MMA. Trey Tracks also requested it, so it's on our list, and we'll probably get to that sooner than you might expect.
Oh, I got one too, by the way. I want to give a shout out to brother Rodney Dukes, no relation. He's also a big fan of the show. He creates a lot of cool cosplay, believe it or not. He's one of the few black Batman I ever seen, and his shit is legit. He's a former police officer, does cosplays with his child and his wife. He builds muscle suits to go underneath the costumes to give it a more superheroic look if you don't want to go out there and get roided up. He's your man, Rodney Dukes. Look him up on Facebook. He's a really good cat, and he's a good fan of and friend of the show. Now we can go back to hell.
Quick shout out to Blaxploitation Fanatic and his Blaxploitation Appreciation podcast. He does movies, he does records, he does books, and he's just an all-around cool cat.
And that's good. The more cool cats out there that, if y'all ain't following and ain't listening, y'all ain't part of the group. This is the group to be part of.
Click subscribe. Don't cost nothing.
Yeah, don't cost nothing. Like, subscribe, share. Again, we can't get no bigger without any help. We gonna keep on chugging until this damn train stops. But help a brother out.
Well, today we're taking a mellow stroll back to 1973, a year when American movie screens were lit up like neon dreams. Every marquee was promising some fresh jive, and the whole culture felt like it was moving to a brand new groove. You had The Exorcist out there scaring the living shit out of everybody. Cats weren't just going to see that picture, they were surviving it, walking in tall, walking out wide-eyed and nervous. We had Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee straight up bringing that dynamite. But right there beside him, you had Jim Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jim Kelly didn't just stroll into that movie. He burst through that screen like a firecracker in a velvet suit. From that point on, man, black martial arts heroes were certified, they were stamped, they were ready to roll, and you had to have a kung fu style fight in every movie, and we get one in today's film.
How weird was that? You didn't get it in the fucking first one. But in this one, they were like, fuck that. We're going to capitalize on this kung fu craze. They put that in there, and it wasn't bad. It just was weird where they're expecting one thing to happen. Next thing you know, everybody's kung fu fighting, like the song said.
Hey, 73 also gave us a new James Bond. In Live and Let Die, Roger Moore slid into the role. But this time, the whole package had some blaxploitation seasoning on it. Right there was blaxploitation superstar Yaphet Kotto as Mr. Big. He was one cool and dangerous customer, smooth as smoke, twice as deadly. And you had Papa Gibbs himself. You had
There you go. The MVP of this movie, in my opinion.
Oh, hell yeah. We love Julius Harris. And, I think it was 1982 at USC, they had a bunch of Bond villains, bunch of henchmen came and talked about their experiences working on the Bond film. And make no mistake, I got 10 minutes with Julius Harris. One thing he told me, he said when they were fitting him for his costume, they asked him what type of weapon would he want. He said a hook. And he told me he was thinking like a meat hook that you hold in your hand, but they gave him that whole hook claw in the movie. That worked, especially when you see him feeding the alligators. That's where that hand went. So Live and Let Die, brushing right up against that Blaxploitation heat.
Plus, I had Gloria Hendry. You can't forget her. She was in that too.
I love me some Gloria Hendry. She was in that. She was also in Black Caesar, of course. We have an episode on Black Caesar. Go listen to it. It's a fantastic movie. Caesar did so well that later that same year, Tommy Gibbs comes back. So today, we're talking Hell Up in Harlem, the movie that was originally titled Black Caesar's Sweet Revenge, but AIP felt if we call it that, people might just think we're re-releasing the original film again. So, Hell Up in Harlem. Now, dig this, baby. Movie starts on the court steps, and we see Gloria Hendry. We discover not only did she turn on Tommy in the last movie, but we find out now that she went to the DA and had asked him to please arrest Tommy so he isn't killed by the corrupt cops. We learned that this DA, this dude D'Angelo, was always the bad guy in these flicks. We just didn't meet him in the last movie. He's just retconned into this one. We meet him now on those steps, and those are the same steps you see in pretty much every episode of Law and Order.
Yeah.
Helen begs him to have him arrested, to save him from the crooked cops. He slaps Gloria around, and we find out he was the one running the crooked cops all
Right.
along.
She got slapped up and felt up at the same time.
Oh, man. I would not get into a car with that guy. We see they shoot Tommy. It's the stuff from the last movie. They shoot him on the street. He's wandering down the street. He gets in that cab. That cab goes driving down the sidewalk as the Hell Up in Harlem song starts blaring out. Music this time is all Motown. They wanted to get the score from James Brown again, and he wrote a score, but AIP refused to use it. The last film that he had done for them, the music was longer than the scenes, and they had a hell of a time putting it in. Now, the same thing happened on Black Caesar. Larry Cohen just, cut in the parts of the music that worked with the scenes.
Right.
Cohen wished that he had been able to use that score, which went on to become James Brown's best-selling album. But anyway, back to our movie. Tommy gets shot down. We have the theme song, the cab down the street.
Edwin
He's left
Starr.
bleeding. Yeah. Oh, fucking Edwin Starr. He fucking nails it, man. I love me some Edwin Starr.
This song really, you know what? Again, we talked about this since we started doing this podcast. You get a successful film, especially if the soundtrack matches or even tells the story of what you're watching. And that's what this soundtrack does. Like, the Hell Up in Harlem song just fucking tells you what's going on. And, it tells you and it drives the action even when they do instrumentals of it while, they're fighting or running or driving or whatever they're doing. The song that really I thought was really nice was Jennifer. It was a nice love ballad about, Sister Jennifer, Margaret Avery in this film. And it's kind of weird how, jumping ahead now, how Tommy turns her out from being a born-again Christian to being a mobster's wife. He does that within, 3 minutes?
Yeah, and then we get 3 years later, shortly thereafter, and we get a really nice montage of the family. But hey, guys, in case we forgot, because we love this movie and we get distracted by ourselves. Spoiler warning. There are spoilers here
Oh
for this
yeah.
movie and for Black Caesar.
Did you notice when you just talked about the montage scene of the family and all that, and they're dancing around, they're playing games with the kids and all this shit, and walking through the park and all that. And it's like I'm watching this and I'm going, hold up, where did I see this before? Do you remember the scene in Black Dynamite when he went on a date with the girl and they're
Yes.
jumping rope with the neighborhood kids, and the one neighborhood kid goes, "My dad's name is Black Dynamite too." Nah, little girl, nah. Black Dynamite ain't got no kids, nah, nah. But it's totally ripped off from that scene.
Absolutely. And just back to Edwin Starr. Anytime I'm about 25 miles from home and I'm going home, I put on 25 Miles by Edwin Starr. Anytime I feel like I need to feel cool, I make sure I listen to Agent Double O Soul because man is one of my favorites. So Tommy got shot. He's at that tenement that he grew up in. It's just mostly a pile of rubble. But he survives. The cat don't fold. He gets word to his father, Papa Gibbs, played, as we've said, by the great Julius Harris. Named my cat Julius after him. Got the same face. Papa starts ringing up the men still loyal to the house, and that's the move right there. Tommy, Black Caesar, lives because loyalty still means something in this world. Papa can still mention Tommy's name and get those soldiers moving. So the machine still works when blood's on the sidewalk. Papa scoops Tommy up. They go to the park where they used to go when he was a little kid, and they hide the ledgers in this hiding place they've always had. Then the soldiers hustle him to Harlem Hospital. And this is where the picture starts doing this slick little dance between story and real life movie magic. Because those scenes with Tommy and Papa at the old tenement, hiding the ledgers in the park, that ain't Fred. That's a body double. Fred was
Right.
shooting that man Bolt for Universal during the week, and he was shooting hell up in Harlem on the weekends. Larry Cohen was mostly shooting It's Alive during the week and then switching to Hell Up in Harlem. He started with a few days in New York where he got all those scenes with Julius Harris. They actually get to that hospital, and the hospital has no idea they're coming in, but they got movie cameras. They come in and start shooting those scenes and tell them, we're making a movie. You get Tommy with his head down, kind of going in. That's the body double. Fred Williamson hated the body double because he said he didn't have as nice an ass as Fred's. So Fred makes sure he gets to show his ass later in the movie.
Exactly.
Very important to Fred. So it's a double again in most of the hospital sequences. They just showed up. They shot the thing, no overcooked preparation, no velvet ropes. They rolled in, they grabbed the moment. The hospital was cool with it. They basically took over the joint and bent reality to fit the movie. And if you watch close, you can catch the game. You can start to notice if you're really sharp when it is and isn't Fred. And when you cut to a close up of Fred, that shot at the hospital they used for the birth scene, and It's Alive. So that
Mhm.
hospital in California, the floor they're using is a ward for recovering alcoholics for detoxing. So one day they see these guys dressed as doctors and some LAPD cop looking guys running up and down the halls. The next day they see cops, New York cops, and one of the doctors is now dressed like a gangster. Those poor guys, I can't imagine what was going through their heads. They probably thought they had the DTs. Oh, man.
Well, they're in the right ward to have them.
Absolutely. So anytime the movie cuts in tight, Tommy with the doctors, Tommy on the bed, Tommy in close up, that's Fred. That's shot later on in California. Just fucking crazy jigsaw puzzle movie making.
And they put it together. That's the amazing part. They like we talked about before in the past, how today it's kind of it's easier because of digital, and because you're the pro, you can go right on the computer and cut and splice right then and there, and even save the pieces that you cut. You may want them back. Back in this film, when it was cut, it was fucking cut. And then it was hard putting all that shit back together because they literally cut the film and spliced it with tape. So yeah, this was an art that you just watched. You may not think the film was artistic. You may thought the film was stupid or a throwaway, but watch the editing. Then you look inside of Larry Cohen's mind and you see that he's editing within his mind, cutting and splicing with fucking tape. And
Mhm.
again, if it wasn't for people like us that will call this shit out, a lot of people wouldn't know it. So that's art.
This flick is always making a way out of no way. It's turning a problem into a play, taking scraps, timing, hustle, and luck, and they make it sing. So Tommy survives, and once he's back on his feet, he doesn't just slide back into the old routine. Now he starts rearranging the furniture in the whole underworld parlor. He turns his eyes towards that corrupt fucking district attorney D'Angelo. This guy's a slick operator. He's trying to put Tommy and everyone else away so he can monopolize the drug game himself. And that's one of the sharp little angles in this picture. It
Right,
knows
right.
dirty business, and it knows that this corrupt shit don't just live in back alleys and smoke-filled clubs. Sometimes he wears a crisp suit, he carries a badge, sometimes the squarest cat in the room is the greasiest one of all. So Tommy decides he wants drug pushing off the streets of Harlem while still holding on to the numbers and everything else, protection. That's a contradiction, kind of a juicy one, because he's not turning good. He's not dropping the crown. He's just trying to reshape the kingdom by his own rules. And that gives him some texture, but it also makes it easier for us to see him as more of a hero than a
Right.
criminal.
He's more of a Robin Hood figure.
Exactly. Then the next turn in the groove is he brings Papa Gibbs deeper into the life. He wasn't born wearing gangster stripes. He didn't come in with that underworld polish. He was the most docile fucking guy ever in the last movie. He had been a cook in the army. Now he just wanted to be quiet and Tommy, if you want to come see me, you can come see me. And that was about it.
Right, right. Until
Tommy schools him. Papa first is shocked at seeing a dead body at the beginning, and then he's taken, worked over, and ends up killing a man
on the rooftop, right.
on the rooftop. Yeah, I've met you before in high places. So Tommy teaches him the moves, the codes, that icy stare, the way power gets worn like a tailored coat with a fur collar.
Yeah, that's what he rocked too, man. He looked great. Oh my God, he looked the part. I wrote down here, it says, Pops, Julius Harris, he gets a taste of blood on the rooftops. You know, he took out one of D'Angelo's guys, and Pop then takes he takes Helen's kids. Helen, played by Gloria Hendry, is the ex of Tommy in this film. Pops goes from conflicted to hard as a coffin nail within the pluck of a bass string. I
Yeah,
mean,
and you can feel that.
and he's kind of like, he's the worst in my opinion. I'm like, he's the kind of villain I like because he's not like over the top, hand wringing type of villain. He's smooth like buttermilk, man, and he's got that voice. I'm telling you, him and Keith David could have made money. Got that voice and the attitude, and then you see he's dressed, and you can see where Tommy, his hard-nosed son, starts giving him the side eye like, yo, what the fuck did I just create here? Because
You're absolutely right. Once Julius Harris settles into that role, and especially when he puts those dark shades on, oh, baby, the room changes
oh my
temperature. You can
God.
feel that transformation. Harris, you're right. He had that natural, that deep velvet voice. He had the gravatis, that unhurried force. He didn't have to tap dance for the camera. He could just stand there and let his shoulders square up. And then suddenly the whole frame belongs to him. And coming off Live and Let Die, with audiences already clocking him as a villainous, he brought that same big man, mythic energy.
And in this one, he wasn't as much of a henchman. He was the main attraction for as long as they had him in the picture. Like
Yeah.
the scene they had, again, spoiler alerts, when he's sitting in Tommy's chair and Julius Harris, his pops' henchman, Zach, is sitting in, Pop's chair. And he goes, "Yo, motherfucker, you like the comfort of that chair?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You get the fuck up off my chair." I was like,
There.
holy shit. That sounds like some shit my pops would have said to me. It was cold. And you could tell, like, Malik Farrakhan, who played Zach, he kind of was like taken aback, like, "Yo, this old motherfucker's bossing me around," but all right. He got up, dusted off the seat, and Julius Harris made sure he looked like he was wiping every crumb that was on that seat off of that seat. It was fucking a great piece of fucking work there.
It was amazing, and the actor playing Zach, they didn't really have a written script. They had about half a script done, so he was told basically what to say, but he could make up his own lines. He nailed it.
He
But
was good.
yeah, a couple of times he started giving, Cohen a little trouble, and what he did was he shot a death scene for him early, and he told him, he said, "Look, you give me any trouble, we just kill you out of the movie." The same thing happened the first day Derville Martin came back. Derville starts giving him all sorts of, "No, I'd rather do it this way, and I don't feel that." And he says, "Derville, I need to get a shot of you on the ground. Lie down." And they put a little blood on him. And then he says, "Okay, Derville, I can just decide you're dead at any point because I've got the shot of you dead." And Derville and Zach, they all just straighten up. And that is a Larry Cohen trick that he's done in a few films.
Yep, kill you in advance. Keep that
Yep.
shit in your pocket. Smart move.
Papa Gibbs becomes Big Papa. He takes over half or more of the rackets while Tommy is out just rebuilding the empire, dodging the jackals. And oh, yeah, and goes to see Derville and he meets Sister Jennifer. She works with Reverend Rufus from the first movie. And pretty much every Fred Williamson film of this era has Derville Martin in it
Yes,
because they
yes.
were a pair, man. We just saw him as Toby in Legend of Nigger Charlie. So this gives the movie one of those classic blaxploitation tensions, the street and the spirit, or
The angel and the devil, pick your poison. You get it in all of these type of films like that.
Sister Jennifer. She stands for like another route, another possibility, maybe a clean future. She brings a little grace into Tommy's storm. But baby, this is still a gangster joint, and peace never stays in the room too damn long. There's a great scene when they're taking out the mob guys. The mob guys are having a little party, a get together at this house on an island. So they got to take all these guys out. And the reason the scene is in the movie is someone said to Larry Cohen, "Well, black guys can't swim." Cohen got so offended by that that he writes this whole sequence where all the brothers and Fred Williamson come over as frogmen.
Right.
They swim up to the
They
island.
were like Black
He
SEAL Team 6.
Yes! Black SEAL Team 6. Fred nails one guy with a spear gun and then picks up his gun. He gets into a kung fu fight with a chick in a bikini. And that's actually the best fight in the movie. It's a
Oh,
little
the one with
short. It
Ty
should have gone
Randolph?
on. No, the one with Mindy. That was Fred Williamson's girlfriend who knew karate.
Oh, that was
So
the
she got
blonde?
a part in the movie. Yeah,
Oh,
the one in the
you know
bikini
what?
that,
I thought,
kicks him, and then he kicks her.
yeah, knocks her out. Great. That's a great little scene there.
Yeah, it's incredible. In fact, that's a great shootout. It just goes on and on because he got all his friends to play the different characters. Then when he was editing it, he's like, "Yeah, this should be a little shorter. I don't need this shot, but I don't want them getting mad at me for cutting them out of the movie." So they get left in. Another friend of his was the owner of the Benihana restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this cat had that purple Rolls Royce. And he said he wanted to be in one of Larry's movies. That's where the kung fu scene around the purple Rolls Royce comes from.
Right. That was in the city. I thought that was him. Oh my God. I can't remember his name, but he has two famous kids. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
Aoki, uh, God damn it. His son is a DJ, a famous DJ, and his daughter played the assassin in Sin City. Devin Aoki.
Yes.
That's their
Yes.
last name, Aoki.
That's
And
it.
Devin was the daughter. I thought that was him.
Rocky Aoki owns Benihana.
Right. And
Rocky.
Rocky was one of those dudes that once he got rich, he kind of went lost in the sauce, buying race
Oh,
cars
yeah.
and boats and hookers and wives and all kind of shit. Yeah, look into fucking Rocky Aoki's lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen, and you go, damn, money really makes you lose your shit? Because this is a guy who came from fucking nothing, that took his grandmom's recipes and technique, brought it to the United States, and created the Benihana restaurants. But yeah,
These were the first restaurants in the United States where they cooked at the table,
yeah,
hibachi style.
teppanyaki.
Yeah, just great. Delicious food, lots of fun. Now I need to go to hibachi lunch one day next week.
Yo, you gotta hit me up, man. Me and the wife, we'll drive up north and meet you guys, and we go out for lunch.
We'll figure it out this week. So, Papa, as we said, he took away Helen's kids. A cold move.
Dude, that was the most heartfelt move in the movie, Joe. That shit struck a nerve with me.
But at the same time, there are orders that she can't be physically harmed. You
Right.
can take away everything she has, but you can't hurt her. But D'Angelo decides maybe we kill her. He gets together with Zach, and no one knows this, and they plan to go against Big Papa and Tommy.
Yeah, and set Big Papa up to make it look like it was his fault.
And Papa, he had a line in the sand, "You don't hurt her." He had, I guess, a little of the code left in him, but the lies move faster than truth.
No shit.
And once poison gets poured in, everybody drinks it up, and Tommy believes that Daddy had Helen killed. That misunderstanding breaks the bond between them. Before Big Papa even knows Tommy thinks he did it, he's telling Tommy, "Man, you're better off now that she's gone. It's probably for the better," making Tommy convinced he
Right.
did it when it was Zach strangling her in that alley with
That
a
was a
scarf.
good scene, but tell me again, a lot of movies like to say they the first or they're originators, but when you seen that scene of the stalking of Helen by Zach, right? Didn't that remind
Mhm.
you of Maniac? Lustig's Maniac?
Oh, with Spinell, Joe Spinell.
Spinell.
Yeah.
But Joe Spinell played the villain. But didn't it remind you of him when he was stalking the girl in the subway and all that shit? It had that same grimy grindhouse look. It went on a little too long for me. I mean, maybe a minute, 2 minutes too long, but it screamed that these motherfuckers seen this movie as well before they made Maniac, and they bit literally off the teat of this fucking film. And before we
Yeah,
go any
definitely.
further, we got to give a shout out to Esther Sullivan. She was fucking incredible in this for her small role. She was the maid with the gun that was shooting everybody and then serving them soul food.
Oh, chitlins and
Black-eyed
black-eyed
peas
peas,
and cornbread.
collard greens, and pig's feet.
And then what the hell? Then the mobsters, yes, we can make a deal. I'm like, are these motherfuckers from Transylvania? They're supposed to be fucking Italian mafia, and they're all talking Bela Lugosi style.
AIP mafia guys, you can never tell where they're from. Like the guy from Coffee. That was no Italian accent.
No.
Never tell.
But Esther Williams, when we seen her in another show we did, she was in Black Belt Jones. She was Scatman Crawford's girlfriend, remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to
Oh.
give Esther Williams a shout out, man, because a lot of people won't even know who she is. And then when you see her, you go, oh, her. And you look
Yeah.
at her
And she'll
IMDb,
crack you up.
she's always playing a maid, a madam, a cleaning lady, a fucking waitress. Hey, man, but she's doing more. She acted more than I did, so I can't hate on her.
I loved her in Black Belt Jones. She's only in this for a few minutes, but I tell you what, when she gives those guys the food and then when she starts laughing, you will
Yeah,
crack up even if you're watching it alone in the middle of the night.
like I
I
did.
promise you that. Oh, shit. So where the fuck are we now? Tommy thinks Tommy thinks Big Papa betrayed him in the cruelest way possible. So he blows into town. He sneaks into town. He's been living in Los Angeles with Jennifer, trying to put some sunshine between himself and Harlem. But again, that production hustle is there because this is where Larry Cohen really had to improvise, like a movie director come jazz man. Fred Williamson tied up shooting that man both during the week. So they shoot around him. When it comes time to shoot on the weekends, 80% of it they shoot in Cohen's house, which you
Right.
will recognize from dozens of movies.
It's alive. Uh,
Yeah, it's
what's
alive.
the Yaphet Kotto one called? Bone.
Bone, definitely in Bone with the same furniture. It's in Black Caesar. This is a mansion in Coldwater Canyon section of Hollywood. It stood in both for the district attorney D'Angelo's office. It's that same little study with the wood paneling
Right,
that was
right,
real
right.
popular in the 70s. It's also Tommy's mansion at home. It was built by the Hearst family, and then it had been sold to director Sam Fuller. When he got divorced, he had to sell it. So actor Clint Walker bought it. And then when he got divorced, he had to sell it. Finally ended up with Larry Cohen, who has used it in every single one of his movies.
Yep, you can't miss it, especially that staircase.
Oh, yeah, that staircase in every movie. And the scene where the guy jumps down, that wasn't a stuntman. He really did that. He just jumped over that railing and landed and was okay. Uh, and Larry Cohen used his own bed for the love scene between Fred Williamson and Margaret Avery. His own bed.
Incredible.
That's commitment.
Dude, I know some people that would like to keep those sheets right now thinking that I'm laying in the bed that Fred Williamson fucked this chick in.
Oh, and we were just talking about the scene where Gloria Hendry gets stalked and killed. She walks by a theater playing across 110th Street.
Yep.
She was in that. So
Dude, I
very,
felt
very cool.
I wrote here that Gloria Hendry's character of Helen was either the bravest woman in the world or the one that was the most batshit crazy, because she should have just left well enough alone. And she just kept going back and going back and going back. And then Zach put an end to that shit.
So, shot on two coasts. They finally get Fred Williamson to New York for 2 days of shooting right at the end of the schedule. Two actors playing the same guy, one when you see his face, one whenever you don't. I think that Larry Cohen sells this illusion. The film ought to collapse under all these compromises, but instead, I think
It
that
works out.
yeah, yeah, it glides. It's not smooth like a big studio machine, or it's smooth like a street cat that knows how to land on his feet. That I think is a good description of Larry Cohen.
There's not too many directors that I know of as of now, that were willing to risk shit like that. I say the closest thing is, and it's an easy close because, from where he was brought up at and what films he made, was Tarantino. Other than that, I don't see anybody going, we can make this work, but we don't have a set. Oh, we have a set. We will just make a set out of nothing. And again, Larry Cohen was known for taking chicken shit and turning it into chicken salad. And for the most part, it worked. And it wasn't just a film. His films were never just films for just plain entertainment. His films had something to say. Every fucking film he made had something to say. Even the television shows that he helped spearhead back in the 60s had something to say. When you think of Quetzalcoatl, that's a monster movie, but it had something to say. That wasn't just, monsters, military gets in, tries to stop monsters. No, it had this lot. Dude, it was about a guy who was at the end of his rope who was the worst fucking criminal in the world, who just tried to be popular by any means necessary. And oh, by the way, there's fucking human sacrifices going on in the middle of Midtown Manhattan and a giant flying fucking reptile. But Larry Cohen
Great
made
movie.
that crazy synopsis work. That's why I
Hi
miss Larry Cohen.
His filmography is just amazing. He started with Bone, went right into Black Caesar and Hell Up in Harlem and It's Alive. Then he did this little film called God Told Me To. He did The Private Files of J. Edgar Hoover, It
God
Lives
told me to.
Again, Full Moon High.
Golly Moses, dude, you
The
just hit a
stuff
fucking nail with me on that one. One of my favorite fucking movies of all time. Because it was a movie, and you could tell when you find out the fact that it was supposed to be a one type of movie, but they couldn't afford to finish it, so they made it another type of movie. And it's not an abrupt change, but when it happens, you go, yeah, this works. And especially at that time period where everybody was into alien abductions and conspiracy theories and shit like that. And is God real, or is God an alien, or you know,
yeah,
chariots of the gods and all that shit? This fucking movie, again, ladies and gentlemen, we off track on this, but you gotta watch God Told Me To, because it ain't what you think it is. Jeez Louise, it wasn't when I seen it, and then when I seen it, I fell in love with it. I love this fucking film. Larry Cohen's the
so do
man.
I.
There's not too much of his shit I don't like.
The guy did so much and is so well, I'm not going to say he's underappreciated because we appreciate the hell out of him. I could sit down now, have dinner, and for dessert, have a nice tub of the stuff because of Larry Cohen.
I
Oh,
mean,
well. Hey,
but
so
and again, we laugh at the stuff, but again, it had a story to tell that was relevant to today. It's all about consumerism, Jack. That's all the stuff was about. Greed, corporate greed, and consumerism, and you got the stuff. And I fucking dig that about Larry. It's Alive wasn't it was a monster movie. It was billed as a monster movie. He couldn't bill it as a anti-birth control movie. He couldn't build it as an abortion film. He couldn't build it as that. You know what I mean? He had to make it as a monster movie. And when you watched it as a monster movie and you walked out of that fucking film going, holy shit, this motherfucker really had something to say there, because that's how it was. I mean, his shit was fantastic. I mean, the world lost something when Larry Cohen passed away.
it was a sad day in 2019 when he left us. It truly was. I met him cast and crew screening, but it was open to the public. No one knew it was a sneak preview for First It's Alive over in Hollywood, and I met him at the theater. I watched the movie and told him how much I loved it, and he seemed a little surprised by that, but just a really nice guy. And because I used to be a voting member of the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films when Dr. Reed was running it, I arranged for several screenings of his films. So we would always have like 10 a.m. Sunday morning screenings of whatever horror movie or sci-fi movie we could get that hadn't come out yet. So I miss those days back in the early 80s. But you know what? Back to the story. The truth finally kicks the door in. Zach is the snake. Zach killed Helen, not Papa. He's been playing both sides, working with D'Angelo, trying to take over the whole spread. And that's what makes the betrayal sting. It's not just murder, it's manipulation. It's a strategy. It's deliberate breaking of a father and son so the throne can be taken while they're busy bleeding. Meanwhile, Tommy's out in Los Angeles. He has to throw down with hitmen sent to take him out. That's a scene where the guy jumps off the top of the staircase and lands. That part keeps the movie cooking, and even when he tries to step sideways to another life, the violence just keeps coming at him, keeps
Right.
knocking at the door. Tommy handles it the way Tommy handles most things: cool, direct, no wasted motion, no trembling in the hands, just a pile of dead bodies. Back in Harlem, Papa faces Zach himself and tells him he's going to give him a whooping. And the fucking confrontation cost the old man everything. Zach's there getting beat to shit, wearing this crazy loud suit. Pop Papa has a heart attack in the
Right.
middle of the
Papa
fucking
was
fight.
winning that fight. If he didn't have a heart
Yeah,
attack, I think he would have won.
exactly. And again, the clothes in this movie, they let the actors pick out and bring their own stuff. So they had to make sure when they were shooting like a big fight scene that that was the last scene with those guys in case the clothes got ripped. Because unlike a studio film where they've got like 5 of everything, they just had what the guys wore. So great clothes, great style. Papa
Great,
dies.
great fight
Yeah,
underneath the
yeah,
Brooklyn Bridge.
fucking awesome. And it really gives the movie one of its real heavy notes. The father, Papa, who answered the call when Tommy lay bleeding, the man pulled into the gangster life by his own son. This cat learned the rules late, wore them like a pro, and he goes out in the struggle. It's tragic, it's funky, it's full of that street Shakespeare flavor.
Right,
These
right.
movies could hit when they want to. Now the whole thing turns from business to pure personal vendetta.
Did you notice? Uh, once Papa got hard into the life and Tommy went out west, what was Papa's gun?
Was it the Tommy?
Tommy gun.
Oh, the fuck.
Right. How
A
crazy is
Tommy
that?
gun.
He
Yeah.
ran around with a fucking old school Tommy gun killing motherfuckers like in his son's name, which I thought was very, like you said, when you brought up Shakespearean, how Shakespearean is that? I'm gonna leave my father my fucking fortune and my stakes in life, and I'm going out west to start anew. And his father's running shit, if not better than his son. And what is he using as his fucking main fucking offensive weapon? A fucking Tommy gun with his son's name on it. It was so fucking cool. And the fact that Pops goes to Mom's, I guess, headstone gravesite, and it's the best fucking scene in the movie where he goes, "Yeah, I've done some things," and the women, oh, the women.
The women.
I'm like, why would you say that? But it was
That's
fucking
the same
hilarious.
gravesite from the first film.
Right, right. Because that's where they met. Pops and
Mhm.
Tommy met at that same gravesite. But yeah, man, when Pops died, Pops was winning that fight, had a heart attack and died, and Zach went around lying, saying he beat the shit out of Dad and killed him. That was a bullshit lie, but that's how it would go in the streets, you know. He's trying to get that
Oh,
rep
yeah.
up there, getting that rep up there for fucking D'Angelo.
Okay, so Tommy decides he's gonna go kill everyone. He wants revenge on, these guys. He flies into Philadelphia. Now, I'm not sure, does he fucking walk from
I wrote
Philly
that
to New
down.
York
I
City?
think he walked from Philly to fucking Harlem.
I think so too. That's not just strategy, that's myth making. That's the kind of detail that can make a man bigger than life. He's not just returning, but he's ghosting his way back into it, one fucking determined step at a time. It's a long walk from Philly, but he's a tough guy and he can do it. And Cohen is still back there pulling rabbits out of his hat, nickels out of thin air, working on a half a script. But baby, the rest was improvised, adjusted, bent to fit the reality of what he had. No plush production, no polished safety net, no committee coming in to make it all neat and tidy. Just one man's instinct and luck. Did they get permission to climb the Sony Tower? No. He just sends them up there. Tommy's back. He kills a guy on the fucking beach with a beach umbrella. And then I don't know if you caught it, but there's like a split second of like cartoon animated blood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He even killed a guy when he was hiding in the sewer.
Oh, yeah, he's hiding in a manhole.
Yeah, out of the
Guy's
manhole.
walking by. He pops out. And the reason they did that was they saw the open manhole cover. Larry Cohen says, "Hey, climb down in there. And when I tell you to, just pop up and point the gun." Bam.
Got it.
Movie magic. Unfucking believable. He climbs to the top of the Sony Tower. He makes Larry Cohen do it first so that he knows it's safe. They take out D'Angelo. They take out everyone. Just unbelievable. If you had a room, a bed, a hallway, a jacket, a car, or a favor, you used it like Larry Cohen and you got your movie made. Everything was in play. The costumes from the actors, Fred Williamson shoot another movie, so he just brought the wardrobe along. The man always looks like he dressed himself with intent.
Right,
Everyone in this
right.
film looks incredible. That purple Rolls Royce owned by Rocky from Benihana just fucking looked like it would fit the movie.
It
Put it
blended
in the
right in.
movie.
Yep. Yep. He had the eye for that shit.
I call it low budget alchemy, turning whatever's in front of you into part of the show. This film is insane, folks. And at the end, unlike the last movie, Tommy makes it out alive. He disappears with the kids, with the girl.
That's the end, but we got to talk about the transcontinental fucking fight from fucking New York to fucking LA, where they're fighting on a plane at the airport, then at the airport in LA, where fucking Zach finally gets it.
This is the longest chase in history, folks. He's going after Zach, and he misses Zach's flight. First, he's running all the way across the airport to the TWA terminal, and he misses Zach's flight. He turns around and says, "When's the next plane?" And there's one leaving in like 5 minutes on the other side of the fucking airport. So he runs all the way to the other side of the airport, jumping over fences.
Like
This
OJ.
man, yeah. Oh, this is one of the few notes Larry Cohen got from AIP. The note was, "We think Jim Brown is a better runner than Fred Williamson."
That's a running joke, literally. Because in Three the Hard Way, the producers also said that they thought Jim Brown was a better runner than Fred Williamson, but it turned out that our man Williams from Enter the Dragon, Jim Kelly, was outrunning everybody, and then the other two guys got mad that he was a better runner. It's just crazy shit.
Movie star egos.
Yeah, there you go.
So he runs across. He manages to get on the next plane. He kills a guy on the plane up in the
With a
lounge.
plastic bag and a pen.
Yeah, kills him. First, he punches him, and you don't really see this, but he punches him right out of his shoes. He kills him. He shoves him in the bathroom. Then he leans over, picks up the shoes, and throws those in the bathroom too. The plane lands at the exact same time as Zach's plane. So he goes running again. Now, Zach stashed a gun in a piece of luggage. Fred is chasing to get over to that other frickin' side of the airport, from American Airlines back to TWA, and he catches Zach just as Zach is getting the gun out of the luggage, and he punches Zach. The gun goes flying. They have a fight. They spill onto the luggage carousel. They go sliding up. They climb up it. He takes out Zach, and then he runs out right onto the tarmac of the airfield. This is shit that they did, no permits. They just showed up and shot.
Yeah, you know how you can figure it out? If you pay attention, once Zach gets taken out and he falls down into the turntable in the carousel, most people who are not actors, by the way, like you said, this was all done guerrilla style, they're fucking terrified. They see a bloody dead black man going around this carousel. But yo, this old fat white dude was like, I had places to go. You can see him go past the dead body and grab his suitcase and walk away. It's the craziest thing.
You imagine trying to do something like this at the airport now?
No, you'll go straight to jail.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so all those scenes running through the terminals and stuff, no permits. They just show up with a big fucking movie camera and shoot it. This is a movie that keeps its cool, even though it's held together with spit, style, and bravado. It ain't polished. It's not a shiny studio movie, but it's polished in the back alley, streetwise sense. It knows how to move. It knows how to sell a moment, knows how to survive and keep strutting, even when the road gets ragged. And that baby is hell up in Harlem.
One of my favorite films. I couldn't wait till we got to get to this. It is definitely, in my opinion, it is as good, if not better, than Black Caesar, just for the sheer audacity of this film and how it was made. As you gave all the details and making this podcast, I just thought everybody came out on, and they put, for what little time some of these people had, you could tell they fucking put their heart into it, man, and it fucking shows.
Yeah.
I really love this film, and you guys need to go out, go on Amazon, dude. It ain't costing you shit. Watch this movie. You literally don't have to watch the first one if you do not want to, but if you want to get the
Exactly.
sheer details of Tommy's life, you want to watch, Black Caesar. But this, for sheer fucking batshit craziness, you gotta watch this. What other film has, besides, and again, this movie did it first. Passenger 57, where Wesley Snipes had to fight fucking Rain, whatever his first name is, Luther Rain or whatever the fuck. They had to go
Mhm.
transcontinental and fight on a plane and go from one place to the other, but this film does it first. And does it, I have to say, better because they didn't have martial arts training back then like they do today. Well, not the training, but the choreography. You know what I mean? These dudes were just
Yeah.
beating the fucking piss out of each other and doing it guerrilla style, and hopefully the cops don't come and fucking shut you down. This film was fucking fantastic.
Fight on the plane. What happened is after they got out of the baggage area, they looked out on the tarmac and one plane was pulled over and they were cleaning it, just doing the standard maintenance. They walked up, said, "We're shooting a movie. Can we shoot in here for a minute?" They went upstairs, they shot the scene and got the fuck out of there. Who the hell has that kind of audacity but Larry Cohen?
Can't do that now.
No,
And
sir.
Julius Harris, in my opinion, he gets the MVP award for this film. Followed closely by fucking, our star, But Julius
Yeah,
Harris was fucking fantastic. I fucking love this movie, and I will watch it just to see his scenes alone. But again,
great stuff.
this movie was fucking fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, cool cats and chicks out there, watch this film. Get in there and let us know what you think. Check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a friggin' thing. We do this for the love of the business because we don't get shit like this much no more. You know what I mean? Everything is
Yeah.
high gloss and expensive. Could you imagine if you gave Larry Cohen the fucking pocketbooks that some of these failed fucking films have today? Come on, man. He could make 4 movies out of one fucking, you know, flop that's out there today. Let's be real. He could make a movie out of the catering budget. Larry Cohen could make a fucking good movie out of that. And that's not fucking lying. That's straight up dope.
So I'm thinking next time, since we're doing sequels, how about Shaft's Big Score? My favorite Shaft movie.
Well, that's one in the books. We got to get it in. I haven't seen that since I was a child, so this is going to be like old but new again. So yeah, let's do it.
You got it. You got it. And we will be back with Shaft's Big Score. Same black time.
Same black channel. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. He back. Harlem. You feel that? Yeah. He hit the block, whole world slowed down. Same coat stare, same gold crown. Money talk loud, but the street talk slick. One wrong step in and turn real quick. I walk beside razor edge. 1 foot high, one on the ledge. Friends turn ghosts when the money flips.